2018, talking about the Nintendo Direct that we just watched, and I'm here with Mr. Nintendo Direct himself. I ate your pie. How are you doing?
Hey, what's up, Colin? How you doing today?
I'm pretty good. I love the Tom Brady poster still, by the way.
I have to take that down at some point. It's just me being lazy. It's not that I'm a huge
You're no
Tom Brady.
longer obligated to have it up, but you just have it up anyway.
Yeah, a little bit.
I like it. It's just falling in love with it over time, maybe. Um, so we have a lot to talk about here in this direct. We saw a lot of game announcements and reminders of
Mhm.
what's coming up this year. And I know that we're going to have probably a big discussion about what we saw with particular emphasis on Smash, but we'll get to that in a minute here. We got a lot of stuff to go through.
Sure.
I was not expecting this opening game that we saw. This very stylish sort of Gundam-esque game. When it first popped up, I thought we were getting like the Zoids game we always wanted or something. I don't know. But what did you think of this Daemon Ex Machina?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out for like a split second. I'm like, are we getting like a Xenoblade fighting game right now? Is this happening? And then obviously it shifted pretty quickly. I thought it was a really interesting start for Nintendo. I fully expected them to like start with like a Smash trailer of some sort and then go in from there, but they decided to go this route. Um, I mean, it's one of those things where it's kind of hard to get a read on what kind of game it's going to be. Like we don't really know much about it. It looked cool. It looks like it's going to be a Nintendo exclusive from what I can tell. But yeah, I thought it was I don't know, I thought it was a nice touch to go with something very different. Oh yeah.
Exclusive.
World exclusive.
That's right.
Man.
Yeah, I think that actually that might have qualified for this one too. Hold on.
World premiere.
I think it qualifies for that as well. Yeah. I thought it looked really stylish. I don't know. I was really into it, and I want to know more. Which I imagine, if Treehouse is anything, they might tell us some more about it today. So they have a tendency to do that after the direct is over, which is why I'm kind of keeping an eye on that as well while we're talking here in case anything pops up. But yeah, so this game coming out in 2019. I don't know. I really liked it. I thought it was a surprising opener. Like it's just out of nowhere. Not a game anybody was expecting to see, and I don't know. I was into it right away. So. Do you have any other thoughts on it?
No, I'm always for. I mean, people complain a lot that Nintendo relies too much on their existing IPs and that they don't, even though we've gotten Splatoon and ARMS. So the fact that they're potentially adding a new IP to their basket, I think is awesome. I want to see them do more of that kind of stuff. So yeah, I thought it was a positive thing. I want to know more now. I want to see.
Yeah,
more.
Me too. I just really want to know what we can expect for the gameplay because it looks. I mean, everything that I saw, I was really into it. So, then we get an update here, and I'm still trying to actually figure out what this is. If this is a full expansion to the game, or just DLC content, but we get Xenoblade 2, the Torna expansion coming in September. Did you ever finish Xenoblade 2? Because I did not. I got about halfway through.
I did. Yes. I was like, I got to finish this game before some of these other things are happening. But yeah, I did. I don't want to, no spoils, but I feel like, were you spoiled at all with that trailer at all? Did something revealed or anything like that spoil you since you haven't finished the game yet? Or?
If it did, I was like so out of the loop on the game and it's been a while that I didn't catch any spoils. So I'm imagining this is going to be like a continuation of the current story in 2, right?
You cool if I say something that might be potentially a spoiler?
Go for it.
This looks like it's going to be a prequel expansion or DLC. Like this has happened years ago.
Okay.
So you're playing as characters that are mentioned and referenced later on in the game in something that happened in the past, from what I can tell. So it won't be a continuation of the story of Xenoblade 2, but more of a setup for things that happened.
That did happen. Okay, that makes sense then. Okay. So we're getting that actually already in September here, so that's just a couple months away. I guess I probably have to go back and finish that game then, because I got about halfway through and then just stopped playing for some reason. So
yes, I did the same thing actually. I finally got around to playing it, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we stopped around the same spot.
So then we get the first appearance of Reggie. He's there, and I don't know. I like Reggie. I miss like stage presence Reggie. You know, it's like direct Reggie and stage presence Reggie are two different people. I don't know. It's just I don't know. In any case, he's there. I still love the guy, and he's there to talk about Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and get a little bit more details. I mean, we got pretty much the same stuff we already knew. He's talking about how you have local battles one-on-one with a friend, and you can transfer the Pokemon from Pokemon Go. I think we knew that already as well. And then I think the big surprise, I guess, or the way they're going to get you is if you want Mew, you got to buy the Pokeball Plus.
When I saw that, I was like, well, the Pokemon Plus is already going to sell a bunch because people want to have that whole like, you know, hold the Pokeball and transfer it. But when they announced that Mew was exclusive to the Pokemon Plus, I was like, wow, that's going to be sold out so fast. I mean, the nostalgia from Pokemon Red and Blue. I mean, I think it's a smart business play by Nintendo. Like, I guarantee you, if people were on the fence about getting that they are definitely off it, and they're going to get the Pokemon Go Plus thing or whatever that they're calling it.
Give us your hard-earned money.
I mean, that sums it up. That's Nintendo making free money there. That was my thought process.
Now, how come the Pokeball Plus doesn't grow in size when I'm ready to throw the Pokeball? Where's that feature?
The technology isn't there yet. We're getting closer. We're getting closer.
Yeah. I think that would have been the plus in Pokeball Plus. I feel like this is just a standard Pokeball. Yeah. Maybe next time. But they did say that the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee are coming out November 16th, as well as the Pokeball Plus. So you can get everything. You can throw all your money at once for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Are you planning to get either one of these?
Yeah, you know, I originally was like 100% in, and then I heard it was going to be slightly different from where it's just like you can't battle Pokemon. There's a few different techniques. I'm still probably going to buy it. Probably, I was wanting to get Eevee, but Rib Killa, one of my roommates, is getting Eevee, so it kind of puts me in a spot where I have to get Go Pikachu because you know you got to have that.
You can't both have the same version. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll probably, like I said, I think it looks fun. I think it's a nice holdover until like the next main line Pokemon comes out. Obviously in 2019. I think it's a pretty good decision by them to do that. Again, it looks unique enough to where I think a lot of people will be excited about it. I'm sure there'll be some fans that'll be like, it doesn't have all the features that they want, or it's a Kanto remake. But again, it's a holdover for the main game. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. I still want to know more about the battles, and maybe we'll see that in the Treehouse this week too. But that's the part that I'm still, you know, it looks authentic enough to the point where I would be convinced it has potential. We don't have the tap your phone mechanic anymore for battles, so yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more of just the actual gameplay of it. But then we got a kind of a surprise out of nowhere announcement, and I think one of the games I'm most excited about in this entire direct. What did you think about Super Mario Party?
I think the thing that I think about Super Mario Party, it doesn't have a car.
It doesn't have a car. Yes.
The first thing I noticed was, oh my gosh, that looks like a normal board for a second. And there was a star that looked like you could pick up, which I was like, whoa. And then there was no like 4 people versus Bowser. Bowser was a playable character, playing along with everybody else. That was the big takeaway. It's also something that I thought to note was it's coming out in October, which is after Nintendo's internet or their online platform is being launched. Which I mean, they never said anything, but I think everybody is on the same page. Is like, when are we going to get online Mario Party? Like, that's what I was thinking about when they showed that.
I know that's the one question that was left unanswered. I felt like that would have been an easy win for them if they had just said in the direct it's going to have online. I think that would have won a lot of people over.
Yes.
What did you think about that? They had like 2 switches at the bar, and they were trying to line up the screen correctly. What's going on there?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a smart play by them in the sense, as long as it's not required, right? You don't want it to be to where, in order to play all the mini games to the optimal way, that you have to have multiple switches. But I think they're continuing to highlight, you know, this whole take the Switch on the go. And like Mario Party, in my opinion, is like a perfect game for that whole on the go bring it with your friends. Oh, hey, I got this. You want to play with me? Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Like, I thought that was really a very good way of showcasing that. And that's still a very strong focus with the Switch.
Yeah, I was kind of with you on it too. I was looking for details of just like little glimpses of gameplay because it looked like the star counts were normal. There's no like buying hundreds of stars or anything like that. So that seemed like it was back to basics almost. Like no car, everybody's moving around the board individually. Yeah, it looks good, and I hope it meets the expectations. I mean, I don't really have a lot of expectations. I want like classic Mario Party. I think we can do that.
Yeah.
So.
I think if it has online with what it looks like it's gonna have, I think that's a slam dunk for Nintendo, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
I can assure you that plays as well as it looks.
Yeah, that's all I'm hoping for. That's all I need in this game. October 5th, 2018. I imagine a lot of dice will be rolled on that day. So all of a sudden, yeah, that's just I was not expecting to hear anything about Mario Party this E3, but we got it. So pretty cool stuff. And then immediately after that, I mean, they didn't stop, you know, for 1 second to breathe here. We get Fire Emblem, Three Houses. And what did you think of what we saw here?
Yeah, I mean, this was something that I think has been on a lot of people's minds because this was originally announced as a, I think they talked about it when they announced the Switch was Fire Emblem, Fire Emblem Switch game, and so a lot of people were expecting in 2018, but we finally get details. It looks great. I'm super excited about it. Again, I thought from a visual standpoint, it looks awesome. I have only played GBA Fire Emblems. I'm actually like looking to play some of the more like the console ones pretty soon. So I don't know, you know, in terms of differences from those games, but it looks like a Fire Emblem game to me. It's got some really cool visual features when you're fighting with like your little armies and stuff like that. The story mode looks good. The music sounds incredible. I was really blown away by the music, and we're getting it early 2019. Again, I think some people might be a little bit disappointed that's not a 2018 release, but from a standpoint of like game wise, it looks awesome. I was a big fan.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised at, you know, the individual battles, how they looked, because I think there was a lot of extra background stuff to add to kind of the sense that you're actually in a battle with more than, you know, like 5 units. You know, you had in the background, you had just like you know, basic troops or whatever on both sides fighting, and that looked really cool. But yeah, and it looked like we got a brief glimpse of some of the skills that you could improve. They were showing off just kind of some very minor things about like, do you want to work on your axe skill or, you know, something else? So we get these kind of like little dialogue conversations. But from the battles that we saw too, I thought that everything just looked really slick, and you know, the classic Fire Emblem gameplay still seems to be intact as well. Yeah, I don't know. I was impressed with this. I again, you know, didn't dig into it too deeply myself, but just glad to see that they're going to be releasing that one here in spring. They said spring of 2019, so it's going to be at least early next year, hopefully. Yeah, I thought this was a good combo of games here. Get Mario Party in October, get Fire Emblem a couple months later.
Yeah.
So then we get the announcement that we actually Chance the Rapper confirmed on Twitter the other day. Chance the Rapper, I don't know if he was under like NDA, but it didn't bother him. We got Fortnite for the Switch, ladies and gentlemen. Fortnite for the Switch, and I want to know, Pi, what do you think about this comment here? Do you believe this comment? Let's listen.
I can't wait to drop off the battle bus and meet some of you on the battlefield in Fortnite.
Are you buying Reggie's involvement in Fortnite, Pi? Is Reggie going to be dropping off the battle bus anytime soon?
I'm gonna have to see some visual proof that Reggie is playing the game before I actually believe that. But yeah, we'll see. I would love to play Reggie in Fortnite, but
he doesn't sound very enthusiastic about it.
You don't say. It was just a little bit like it was just kind of reading off of a line.
I can't wait to drop off the battle bus and meet some of you on the battlefield in Fortnite.
I'm not feeling it. Come on, Reggie.
He's got to be a little bit more excited.
Yeah.
I personally think, you know, I have actually never played Fortnite. I've always been a PUBG guy, but I mean, obviously it's a phenomenon right now. Everyone's playing it. I think that it coming out today, just launching, I mean, I assumed it was going to be free because that's the way that they've been doing it, but it's a huge game. And to be able to play it on the go, I think is going to be a huge deal for Nintendo. I think that don't underestimate this announcement. Out of all, maybe for like hardcore Nintendo fans, maybe people are like, it's Fortnite, whatever. I don't care about that game. But in the grand scheme of things, for like the Switch selling systems, I can't help but think that like kids that they're 12 or 13, they're like, that are addicted to Fortnite are like, what? Now I don't have to be at home to play it. I can take it on the go and play it whenever I want to. And if I'm assuming it's cross-platform play, like all of the rest of the ways to play Fortnite are, I think that's a slam dunk for Nintendo to get that on the Switch. Again, I think the big thing is on the go.
Yeah, the portability will be a huge thing.
So I mean, again, not a huge thing for me personally. Yeah, it's Fortnite, but for Nintendo's just like selling more units and getting more people playing their games, I think that's going to be a really underrated moment for them.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. And yeah, like you mentioned, it's out today. Probably already out actually, since I think they said 10 a.m. Pacific time. So might already be up on the shop. And yeah, I don't know. The only question I have is whether or not we'll actually see Reggie on the battlefield. I want to see that. Better be on Treehouse later today. I don't know. Then we went into kind of a rapid fire segment here and got a lot of games all at once. We found out about Overcooked 2 coming out in August. We have Killer Queen Black, which is actually they have that in an arcade here in St. Paul. I don't know if you've ever seen this Killer Queen game, but the people that are there are like crazy about it. I don't know. I've never played it myself, but I've seen, and it's like a team-based thing, and people are super into it. They have like leagues and stuff. And then Hollow Knight also coming out on the eShop today. Any thoughts on any of these games?
Hollow Knight's one of those games I've been wanting to play for a while. I've heard only good things about it. Again, Nintendo continues to bolster their indie game list on their online, that you can download. Again, it's just one of those things. I feel like if you have a really good indie game, it's probably going to now be on the Nintendo Switch at this point. Super excited again. I do not say I'm going to go right out and buy it today, but it's definitely now on the list of games like I'll just buy it on the Switch instead of Steam, just to be able to play it in my bed, on the go, that type of stuff. I'm excited. I'm excited for it. It's good addition for Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I agree. They said all the DLC for Hollow Knight's going to be out there too, so that's cool. Not missing out on anything by playing it on the Switch. So after that, we found out that Octopath Traveler is getting a new demo. I've never really heard of a game getting 2 demos, at least not in recent memory. This is cool though. I'm all in on anything Octopath.
Yeah, I have not played. I heard you tried the demo and have raved about it, right?
Yeah, I was all over that demo. I played both characters. I was looking for like ways to break out of the demo to try and like play more of it because I wanted to play more. Yeah, I think mechanically the game is really interesting. You have all these 8 different classes to choose from, and no matter who you choose, you can kind of interact with all of the other characters as well. But they all have their different play styles and like what their special ability is. So I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I'm excited. Another demo more to dive into. I'll probably have played so much that the first few hours when I actually buy the game will be boring because it's the same stuff that I'm already used to. But yeah, no, I think stylistically the game is just like it hits all of the RPG nostalgia that you want. And yeah, I'm super excited for that coming out in July. July 13th is the release of the game, and the new demo is available at the end of E3. So June 14th should be up on the eShop. And Chronic's saying here the Octopath demo progress carries over. That's actually sick. So I won't have to worry about that then. Did not know that. So then we got a rapid fire segment here, and I tried to note down every game possible, but a lot of these just kind of flew by after a certain amount of time. We saw Starlink getting mentioned for October 16th. That's the one with Star Fox getting announced. What did you think of that announcement, by the way?
So I didn't watch Ubisoft because I was sleeping at the time, but there was a lot of rumors. I don't know if you had heard these about a Star Fox racing game. That was like the big rumor was that we're going to get this Star Fox GX game that's going to be showcased, and instead we get like Fox being, I don't want to say tacked on, but it definitely feels like he's I don't know how much they're going to focus on him. It's not enough for me to want to play the game, at least not yet. It looks cool, but Again, I think it's good that Nintendo has a really healthy relationship with Ubisoft. Obviously, with Mario Rabbids, that was a really good iteration of them working together. I bought Rabbids. I will probably not buy Starlink. It's not enough for me.
I'm kind of in the same boat. I think, you know, like the tie-in is cool, but I'm not sold on the game yet. It isn't exclusive for the Switch, though. You get the Star Fox add-on or addition or inclusion or whatever you want to call it. I asked this during the Ubisoft conference the other day, and I was wondering what you think about this. Is Ubisoft slowly acquiring Nintendo? Are they just one character at a time? I mean, they had a Donkey Kong medley played on stage with Grant Kirkhope conducting.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's one of those things, man.
One character at a time.
The Ubisoft is slowly bringing in Nintendo characters to make their own Smash Brothers.
Link's going to be in For Honor next year.
I mean, I'm happy. Honestly, I think that Ubisoft in generally speaking, has improved a lot within the past few years as a company. I think for a long time, Ubisoft was always, to me, you know, as someone who's more of a, you know, casual fan, like they release Assassin's Creed every year company, right? But now I feel like they still do that, but the quality's been better, right? From what I've been told, the quality of the games for those has been better. They do a lot of what I'm just hearing from other people. Like For Honor, for example, was a game I think that launched that a lot of people weren't fully like on board. It wasn't exactly what they wanted, but Ubisoft kept working on it and kept improving the gameplay to where it's now a pretty solid game. Obviously Mario Rabbids I thought was an incredible game, well put together. Nintendo wants to have, I think, for them to be successful as a company, they want third-party support's going to be huge.
Yeah.
And if they can continue to have a good relationship with Ubisoft and buddy with them, and they're, you know, lending them some Donkey Kong and some Star Fox and some Mario, you know, potentially down the road, that's going to pay off and getting some really good games for them.
I agree completely. I'm actually super excited about the Donkey Kong expansion for Rabbids because I'm looking for more content in that game. So, it just seems to be like an ongoing partnership and maybe like a bromance too. I feel like they always have Miyamoto at the conference now for photo opportunities and stuff. So
they gave him that. I think last year they gave him that arm cannon from Rabbids, and this year they gave him like an R-Wing trophy or something like that.
Custom built R-Wing.
So they're wooing him over, man. It's a slow process.
That's what I'm saying. They're just like sneaking characters out of him one at a time. Like, all right, if we give you something else, who are you going to give us this year? But anyway, let's get a little bit off topic. So we'll go back and go through these games here. Just a lot of rapid fire game announcements. And most of these are games that have, you know, are being ported over or games that we've already heard announcements about. So things like Minecraft coming out later in the month, Sushi Striker available now, the expansion to Mario Rabbids at the end of June. We saw Just Dance 2019. We saw.
Oh yeah.
Are you a Just Dance fan?
I'm going to be buying Just Dance 2019 for my Nintendo Wii, man. That is a thing that is coming out still. They're releasing Nintendo Wii games right now.
You're kidding me. This is coming out for the regular Wii.
Yeah, that people are the moms and grandmas are still buying Just Dance for the Nintendo Wii enough to where they continue to make it.
I had no idea. Okay, this is. I guess I'm not surprised, but wow. Okay. Who was your? Did you see the opener for the Just Dance? Did you see the dancing this year? I know you didn't watch the conference live, but did you get?
I did not. I
was going to ask who your favorite was because I had a lot of fans of the panda in the chat the other day. Yeah. Anyway, Just Dance 2019, Dragon Ball FighterZ coming to Switch.
That was the big one. That's the one I saw. I was like, they're scrolling through these games. I know that was what people were asking for when it was announced that it wasn't on the Switch. So just a little very quick, hey, Dragon Ball FighterZ is coming out. Yep. That was a big one.
Yeah, I was glad to see that as well. I actually didn't know that was coming to Switch, so now I know. The Octopath. There we go. I knew I was going to say that. The Octo expansion for Splatoon 2. Man, if they had Octopath in Splatoon 2, that'd be interesting. But that's coming out this summer. We saw Captain Toad in July. I mean, there were a ton of games here getting announced. Was there anything that really caught your eye as they were going through this rapid fire segment here?
Yeah, I mean the big one for me was the Fighter Z out of all of those. I mean, again, a lot of stuff it felt like just not necessarily bad things, but just things that I think deserved like a 5-second show off. You know, I don't need to know more about Captain Toad for the Switch. They did enough. They summarized what I needed to know about that game in a very quick succession, and so I was very pleased with that in terms of like again cool stuff, but like I don't need a lot of
Right,
time
not a lot of time
it.
on these. Yeah, so I mean, it was a ton more games too. I mean, I could try to go through them here, but it's like Ark and Wasteland 2 and Paladins, Fallout Shelter, Dark Souls remaster, SNK Heroines. I know is one that some people were looking forward to. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, Wolfenstein 2.
That one.
Stop on Monster Hunter. Yeah.
That okay. So when they announced the Switch, I was like, this is like the Monster Hunter system, right? Obviously, it came out on PS4 Ultimate, or the Ultimate came out on PS4, and it's been a huge success there. But I'm like, I want to play Monster Hunter on the go. I want to be able to play it, and they never released the Western version of Crossfire. I was like, what? But then obviously they announced, I think like about a month ago, that this Generations is coming to the Switch as a Western release, and I mean. I think for a lot of people that maybe they got introduced to Monster Hunter through Ultimate or for the PS4 version are going to be a little bit disappointed because it's going to be drawn back. But I still think that's a huge deal for Nintendo to finally get a Western release of Monster Hunter on the Switch. Yeah. I'm a big Monster Hunter fan. Big fan.
Yeah, I think that one will sell quite well too. We also got Wolfenstein 2. The World Ends With You is coming out in the fall. And this I was surprised, the only time out of any conference that we saw this game, just a brief glimpse of Mega Man 11. October 2nd. I was surprised that we didn't get more Mega Man in any other conference out there. I thought maybe we'd get a little bit there. We did see a little snippet, but I guess you can't really show too much Mega Man 11 without giving away like an entire stage. So
yeah, I feel like they're trying to keep that a little bit fresh, the surprise there and whatnot. So,
and I was actually surprised by this. Mario Tennis got glossed over as well. I thought they were going to spend a little more time on that, but they gave just a brief. Maybe they expect we're just used to it at this point, but I kind of thought they would spend more time on Mario Tennis since that's coming out pretty soon. But that's coming out at the end of the month as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, well, after they glossed over all of those games, let's get all that out of the way because we have a lot to talk about with the game that everybody that's in the chat's been dying to hear about. It's Smash. What did you think about first of all, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? Are you a fan of the name?
Hello? I was breaking up. You were breaking up there. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, we're good. Okay. We're good. I missed your question. It was like robot voice.
Yeah, I went... all right. Well, I'll ask again. I was saying, what did you think of the title, first of all? Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Is this the Ultimate Smash?
Yeah, I think that's a great name for it. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't a big fan of Smash Brothers for the Nintendo Switch, Smash Brothers for the 3DS. Those names I thought were really boring. I was really, or not for the Nintendo or for the Wii U, etc. I was really hoping they weren't going to go the same path and call this one Smash Brothers for the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, that just doesn't roll off the tongue at all.
No, I mean, I was not a fan of those names. So the name, I think Ultimate is really cool. I think that the idea of bringing everybody back from all the previous games for one title is awesome. So I like that they're incorporating that with the name. But yeah, I mean, the name wise, I thought
it was a cool name. And I were you expecting that all of the characters were going to return?
No. Not at all. I was like, why do I need Pichu and Young Link in my life? But apparently I do. But I'm happy for it, I'm
glad to see Pichu still damages itself. I think that's a key mechanic.
Yeah, I'm glad to know I won't be using Pichu in the new Smash Brothers again.
Hey, you never know. You never know. They said that all characters are returning. 8-player battles return as well. And then we went through a lot of the details of characters that were, had changes. We're seeing like Mario having Cappy involved this time around. We saw Link having remote bombs, bunch of other changes. Did you have any changes that stood out to you as like favorite new mechanics?
I'm curious to see if the directional dodge is going to mean that we can wave dash. As someone who played competitive Melee, I mean, I'm not holding out hope for it at all. Like whatever. I will embrace the game just as it is, but directional dodging is like kind of a pretty big staple of Melee. And now that it's back and that you can choose where you want to go, potentially, again, I will. If it's in there, we will see it in the Nintendo tournament that they're going to.
I was going to say, yeah, it'll be found out already. Like we will know.
So, but yeah, I like that. I was interested. I guess there's like air dodge and rolling. Like it gets weaker and weaker as you use it a ton, which is an interesting concept. I'm curious to see how that will play out. Again, especially if it's involved with wave dashing, because wave dashing is basically dodging into the ground at an angle to move. If that would let's say wave dashing is in, would that like actually affect? You can't just go back and forth wave dashing to and fro. You have to be really smart about it. Those were the mechanics, I guess. I like the little small changes they made to some of the characters. I like how we got an official name for clone characters. Echo characters.
So I'm wondering if, because we have this Echo, is this going to open up some possibilities for just more dual characters, extra characters that we weren't expecting? I was kind of disappointed, like Waluigi wasn't an echo of Luigi, for instance.
That's what I'm saying. Waluigi, man, I think the biggest takeaway from that whole announcement was we know that Waluigi is, they didn't even like make us like, speculate at it. They're just like, Waluigi's dead. He's an assist trophy again. It's just like, man, when is my man getting free, dude? When is he finally gonna be in Smash? We got Ridley in.
We got Daisy in there.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought for sure with the Aces game where he's got his new hairdo, he's looking good, that he's finally gonna free my man Waluigi, dude. That's all right. I'm saying.
I agree with you on that, but let's talk about Cage Match King DDD. What did you think about that? I thought that was particularly amusing.
Again, I like what they're doing with some of the fun little nuances that they're doing with the characters. I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I mean, you could just tell the amount of effort that went into this. I mean, not only to pull the entire cast together for this game, which obviously must have been just a ton of work, but then to go and give that much attention to each of the characters and retweak them. You can I think it was pretty evident, just like looking at the video, you can tell they put a lot of effort into this game, and that was just for the characters themselves too. I mean, they're talking about adding in all these new assist trophies, and every stage having a Battlefield version as well as a Final Destination version.
Yeah,
just another plus point there. And when we get to see a little bit of Inkling boy and girl in action. What do you think about Inkling boy and girl?
I liked how they incorporated, that Splatoon feel about how you do more damage when you're, splatting them. You have to you don't have just infinite amounts of ink. You have to be able to refill. I thought that was a really cool instance for the Inklings. Just in general, I think they incorporated the characters very accurately into Smash Brothers. In terms of, I mean, you got all the different weapons that you can use from the game in there. I mean, I think Inkling was one of those, like, it's before it was officially announced, like, okay, this is like a really strong Nintendo IP. It's got to be in the new Smash Brothers. So it looked pretty fluid from what I could tell.
Yeah, I was excited to see just like mechanically how Inkling was going to play, and then seeing like all the different weapons incorporated. I think it looks like it's going to be a fun character. So then we saw some other like goofy additions. The fake Smash Ball. I'm excited to see. I think items need to be turned on for all tournaments. By the way, it needs to be. We need to stop this item hate. Okay, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. All right, we're gonna leave the items on. Come on now.
Oh man,
no, not having it. Okay, well I tried.
Hey, you know what? I like items. I like items casually.
I mean, I get it. All right, you want some competition in your game, but let me say, if we're in grand finals and a fake Smash Ball pops someone off the stage, I like it.
The bait, man. I agree. Do you take the
greed is real? Yeah. But anyway, they said all Amiibo are also compatible with the game, and GameCube controllers working as well, and showing off kind of a new design as well for that. And then the first new reveal, Sora is in Smash.
It's crazy. I was blown away, man. And then Goofy showed up. Donald's an assist trophy.
That's right.
Wow, I was
Captain Jack's there too. No. We actually we got the announcement of Ridley in Smash, and that was I loved that opening trailer as we watched Mega Man getting impaled by presumably by like Ridley's tail, and I think Mario's dead too.
Yeah, they killed everybody. The lore is insane. That's Ubisoft bought Mario. He's gone. It's now just Samus. Only Metroid games now for Nintendo fans. But yeah, no, I thought that was a cool trailer. Definitely was. Again, Ridley has been rumored to be joining the new Smash games for years, and he's finally not too big for Smash Brothers. He finally got a little bit smaller, but
the quality bar in gameplay was raised yet again this year.
That's right. Seems to be the theme of E3 this year. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah. Like Ridley, oh man, I think just the idea of controlling Ridley in a video game is exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
And we ended the whole thing with a release date given December 7th, 2018. So people will be playing this and buying it like crazy right around holiday season. So any final thoughts on Smash? How excited are you for it?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. In terms of just my overall thoughts, I was a little bit disappointed in the Smash reveal. I think it's really cool that they announced all of this. Everyone's going to be in, and maybe it was just like a translation thing, or maybe he's just memeing and saying we're not going to add that many new characters. I really hope they still add a bunch of new characters to the game. Right, we're getting all these awesome characters, but I hope it's not just going to be like, okay, you get Inkling Girl and Ridley and like 5 other characters. I really hope they add, maybe in the double digits of new characters to this. I think that was like the big, I guess the disappointment for me was there's so many other characters that could be added to the game. I hope that we get some new stuff. Because again, it does definitely, I don't know how you feel about it. It's a new Smash Brothers game, obviously, but it does feel a little bit like Smash Brothers 4.5. Like they didn't really talk about like. I wanted to hear more.
I was curious about this because I know a lot of people said it might just be a port. We're worried that they're just going to port the Wii U game over to Switch. Do you feel like this differentiated itself enough or not enough? Just based on what you immediately saw.
I still think it's a new Smash, but it's not enough. I need more. Right. I want to see, I think the biggest thing I would have liked to see, instead of seeing all these new like assist trophies, like give me some game modes. You've got this game that is touting itself as like the, basically the world's, the best hits, right? You get all these characters from all the games. They were making a lot of references to previous games. Are we going to get a subspace, like a single player mode, like from Brawl with Subspace? Are we going to get like an all-star mode from Melee? Are we going to get, more event stuff? Like there wasn't really anything shown off in game modes. And that was like a big thing I wanted to see outside of, characters and whatnot. Show me some of that, what else can I do in this
they really
game?
spent a lot of time emphasizing the changes to the characters. And so as a result, we didn't see a lot of, what else is in the game. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of with you on that. I really appreciate the fact that they brought back all of the previous cast, and I'll take that over having a ton of extra characters. But I also think there are going to be more reveals leading up. If it's anything like the marketing for Smash Wii U, we'll find out something every couple of weeks about this game, and I can't imagine that we won't hear any more characters. So
for sure,
yeah, definitely. I don't know. I think my takeaways from it just. You can see the attention to detail in it. It's sort of like a ultimate collection, the ultimate collage of characters here, and I would be surprised if we don't hear more at some point. And obviously, like leading into Treehouse as well, you never know. Like during E3, they tend to show stuff that we didn't get to see in the Direct, and Nintendo's I think better about that than anybody. It seems like multiple hours after the Direct is over, we tend to hear new things. So who knows? We'll see.
I know, for example, character-wise, I think Wii Fit Trainer was announced at E3 the same time that they showed like the main trailer and stuff. She was announced later on as a character. And a lot of people are saying on the website it's 65 out of 66 characters have been shown. So maybe there's another one that's going to be added to the website at some point. So there's hope for that.
There's still hope for Geno out there, everybody.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not mad or anything, but I thought I really, and I still think that Geno is going to be in the new Smash Brothers. The signs point to it, right? Like Square Enix and Nintendo's relationship has, I feel like, been the strongest it's been in a long time. You had the Geno costumes in Smash 4. You had them like mysteriously tweeting, and maybe I'm just reading into this too much, but they mysteriously started tweeting about Team Geno and Team Malo on the day that SMRPG's anniversary was. I was waiting when they were like, we have one more video to show, and it ended up being like, Ridley. I was like, are we gonna get the forest? Am I gonna hear the music? Is it gonna be popping? And then Geno shows up. I still think that Geno's going to be in this game.
There's still hope for Geno. Okay, I don't have to jump off the bandwagon anytime soon. Yeah. Okay.
I think there's a chance.
All right. Well, this is what we do at the end of every other recap, so I'd like to do this as well here. I want to know, like, what were your expectations going into the Direct? Did they meet your expectations? And then, what is your letter grade for this Direct? What would you give Nintendo?
Sure. I mean, expectations, I wanted a few surprises. I think Mario Party is definitely not one I was expecting, but it was definitely a surprise. I don't want to say I think it met expectations for the most part, but I really wanted more details and things like, I still think Odyssey is like the perfect Mario game for DLC. And the fact that we don't have anything that's like level DLC is surprising to me. So I was hoping for something like that. I wanted some Mario Maker. I mean, again, that was something that was more like, this is probably not going to happen, but it would be cool to see. I feel like, again, first party wise, we got some awesome announcements. Again, Fire Emblem was great. Mario Party was good, but nothing like last year when we got Metroid Prime 4. Like nothing that was just like, oh my God, this is like blowing my mind. So again, I always tell people like my expectations for these things are pretty like low. It's like doesn't take a lot for me to be happy. And I think I would probably give this like a B-, like not bad, but and good, but not like we've had better directs or press conferences from Nintendo in the past. But again, I think it's good for, in the grand scheme of things, they made a lot of announcements that are going to be good for Nintendo long.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of feel like my expectations going in, we knew we were going to hear a lot about Smash, and we absolutely did. Mm-hmm. They did cram in a lot of other games prior to that. However, most of the games that we saw were things that we knew about already, and just kind of, they're reminding us more than anything that they're coming. The Mario Party announcement is probably one of the biggest ones for me. Glad to see actual footage of Fire Emblem for the Switch as well. And just hearing a little bit more about Octopath. I'm always a fan of that game, but yeah, a lot of these games that we heard about, I think nothing was really new so much as just reminders that, hey, these are coming out. And then the emphasis on Smash at the end, I appreciated what they did there, and really wanted to dive into that since it's going to be their big game this year. So I give them props for that as well. But I think overall, I think I'm sitting at maybe like a solid B+. I would have liked to have seen maybe one more just surprising game, or some content for some of the games that are already out there. And I just felt like we didn't really focus on a lot of other games. We really went all in on Smash this Direct. But that being said, the way Nintendo's strategy has been the last couple of years, a lot of Treehouse stuff over the next couple of days. So who knows? We might see new games being announced this afternoon too. I mean, I think the year that they had Mario Party 10, that wasn't in their Direct either. And then they go right into the Treehouse, and it's like, we're here with Mario Party 10. And you're like, what? What's that? Like, where did that come from?
Last year they had was it Samus Returns announced on the Direct. They're like, oh hey, we have a 3DS Samus Metroid game. Here you go. So there's definitely some room for them to make some announcements. I think the way that the tree houses are set up, that that it plays into that. So I'm not, I'm sure there's going to be some people that are, where's my Animal Crossing?
Where's Metroid Prime 4?
Yeah, I mean, like, look at it this way, man. from my perspective, they tend to focus on and they've been in this way for the past few years with E3 is like we're trying to focus mostly on the year of now, right? And you have Mario Tennis coming out in June. You have Octo Traveler coming out in July. You have I don't know if there's anything in August, but right into like September is their online system that's going to come out. And then in October now you have Mario Party. In November you have Pokemon, and in December you have Smash. Like for the most part, along with all these other things that are coming out, the biggest issue with the Wii U was you had just these huge droughts of like you'd get a really big game like Smash Brothers, and then for 6 months or 7 or 8 months, you wouldn't get anything close to that. The Switch continues to have this just consistent, again, maybe nothing like, top of the line coming out every single month, but really good games that are coming out every month. So you continue to get fed. I like that a lot more than how the Wii U of the feast and famine. Like, yeah, I think their strategy is smart.
Yeah, I almost am with you on that. Like if it's not ready to be shown, don't tease me. Like the Elder Scrolls 6, perfect example. Bethesda's conference. Everybody knows that's in production. I don't know why people are freaking out about this. They see Elder Scrolls 6 on the screen and they're like, oh my god. You guys knew it was in production. Come on. And like one flyover of a map that's probably not even the map from the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't do anything for me. But yeah, so there we go. Looks like we averaged around a B for Nintendo here with this Direct, but lots of stuff coming out on the Treehouse as well. Just want to say thanks again, Pi, for joining me for this recap.
Yeah, thanks for
good to have you.
This is fun.
Yeah, and thanks to everybody for watching. If you want to watch all the rest of the recaps that we did, we had a bunch of different guests throughout the week here. So all of them are on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/goldensrl, and I'll be highlighting them on my Twitch page as well. So you can check out some of our other conference recaps and see what we thought. So thanks again for hanging out here. Have a good rest of your E3. I'm sure you'll be watching, see what else there is to see. And to everybody in the chat, thanks for hanging out with us all week here on the recaps. We will see you next time.
Take it easy.